All right, everybody, welcome to Empty the Bench, the NBA Finals post-game show. I'm Nick Morgasen, flying solo tonight, and what an NBA season it has been. The Los Angeles Lakers are the 2020 NBA champions. It's been a long fought and long, hard-fought season, and we'll get into how we got to this point and how this kind of came to be. But the Lakers just totally came out and fought like they were men on a mission tonight. And it was just an unbelievable performance by the Los Angeles Lakers. Just looking into the box scores, unbelievable night. LeBron James with another triple double. Just add that to his performance of putting up triple doubles in the NBA Finals. 28 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists. Incredible performance by LeBron James. Now, we all know that we are annoyed by the way that he does things, and it's not your typical or stereotypical type of NBA player, but it's just the way things go. And the man is going to creep into the GOAT conversation again for, is he going to be in the discussion for the greatest player of all time? So I know a lot of people are going to get on my case. A lot of people are going to get on my nerves and say to me, Nick, how can LeBron James be the greatest player of all time when Michael Jordan is the man with 6 titles and LeBron is 4? Now, I've said this to the guys who are not here with me because they were busy, and this is really my sport. I love the NBA with a passion. The bubble, unbelievable job by the NBA, Commissioner Adam Silver, and handling this situation within the bubble, including Disney World, for the way they handled this situation. By the way, if you want to get involved in the conversation with the NBA Finals, drop a comment and we can have a discussion. I'll pop your comment up on our Facebook Live show here, and you can tell me what your thoughts are on the NBA Finals, and if you thought certain things were right, certain things were wrong, unconventional thoughts. I'll give you some thoughts on Jimmy Butler in a moment and how he absolutely carried the Miami Heat in this NBA Finals. Now, people are going to say, oh, you had Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, which, by the way, is an unbelievable young core. They are going to be a competitive team for the next 8 to 10 years. They're going to be around. So this is not the end of the Miami Heat. We've seen the Miami Heat back in the early to mid 2000s when they went on the run with Dwayne Wade and Shaq, and I guess when LeBron James and Chris Bosh were there, and that's how the whole Big Three situation came to be. But don't sleep on this team. Pat Riley is still there in the ownership group now, in being the general manager of the Miami Heat. That team is going to be a fun team to watch, and they're going to be an amazing team. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the next couple of years. And I could see them going back to the NBA Finals. Now, next year is going to be a tough situation because now you're going to get the Golden State Warriors. You're going to get a bunch of teams coming back into the Western Conference fold to see what is actually going on. So it's going to be an unbelievable situation. But let's talk about the Lakers, okay? The Lakers had a roster led by 2 All-Stars, because that's the big thing you need now. If you don't have 2 big-time All-Stars on your NBA roster, you're not going to make a large run into the NBA Finals or just the NBA playoffs in general. So when you have a guy like LeBron James, who obviously, as we said, is in the GOAT conversation, and Anthony Davis, who the Lakers last year made a huge trade for and basically traded everybody away to get LeBron, that second role player, which proved to be dividends in this whole NBA Finals. And like I said, we'll get to the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler. They made this more of a series than it should have been. They should have been almost swept the way this series was going. And the Miami Heat managed to come back and make this situation not as bad as it should have been. So I don't know where to begin with this whole situation because it's just crazy to me. LeBron in his 17th year in the NBA, it's astonishing to me. It's unbelievable that he still plays at the level that he plays with the mileage that is on his body. Think about that for a second. 17 seasons. Most players, 17 seasons of mileage, that's an eternity to be playing in the NBA. And this guy is totally killing it. And I mean killing it the way that he's playing. And like I said, going through the box score. LeBron had 28 points and had a full triple-double. Anthony Davis, 19 and 15, and just a dominant defensive juggernaut on the boards. I think he had, how many blocks did he have? He had 2 blocks tonight. But it looked like he was just a dominant force, and he was not going to let anybody score, which is incredible to me, just because of the way that he played and showed that he could be a dominant defensive force. But I just want to talk about how everyone thought this was going to be a lopsided series. Everybody thought the bubble was a terrible situation because certain teams had advantages. And I'm tired of... We were in a pandemic situation this whole year. We had the NBA season stopped for a few months because they had to figure out... Adam Silver had to go back to the drawing board, the commissioner of the NBA, to figure out what the heck are we going to do to get this season back on track? And then to get all those teams down there that were still in the playoff race to have the seeding round that they needed to get back in the race. And then to get to the warm-up games, to get in the facilities, to get the COVID tests, to get everything they needed to make sure everybody was safe. Now, by the way, I want to point out one thing here, which is if you look at the NBA as opposed to Major League, well, maybe not Major League Baseball, but the NFL, which the NFL is dealing with a full COVID situation with 23 or 24 positive tests on the Tennessee Titans alone. You had a positive player with the Patriots, you had a positive player with the Chiefs and the Bears, and so on. The NBA did an incredible job keeping the COVID test to 0. We didn't have a breakout of COVID because they did the right thing. Roger Goodell, commissioner of the NFL, didn't do the right thing. He's still exposing all his players to COVID-19. In the NBA, Adam Silver, in my opinion, the most progressive commissioner in all of sports, understood how this situation had to be. Now, we'll get back to where the NBA is going to go after this, but just taking a look at the games and a look at this series, it was very back and forth. Now, people are saying, Nick, they won 4-2. Okay, I understand. They won 4-2. But these were very competitive games. Except for this last one where they got totally annihilated in the situation. It was a lot closer in the end than it should have been. But just understanding that the Heat were a massive underdog to the Los Angeles Lakers, who had everything going for them. And, of course, people are going to say to me, oh, Nick, you made your prediction of the Heat in 7. Yes, I made a prediction of the Heat in 7 because I thought the Heat were going to ride the momentum train, which they did all the way to the NBA Finals. Now, obviously, it didn't help that the Miami Heat had a slew of injuries, excuse me, that it burned them in the long run. Look at guys like Bam Adebayo, who hurt himself towards the beginning of this series. That was height that was missing. And then you had Gordon Dragic, which, by the way, trooper for playing in Game 6 tonight with the plantar fasciitis and basically playing through all the pain and trying to play through the situation. You ever heard of guys that they'll play through any injury to do what they got to do to get their team to the NBA Finals, to push their team across the finish line? Goran Dragic is that guy. People are going to say, oh, he's overpaid. Miami overpaid. They actually got the value that they were looking for based on the role player that they needed. Excuse me. Now, looking on the other side, you had veteran guys like J.R. Smith. Now, I know people don't like J.R. Smith because he has this tendency to go crazy. We saw what happened with the Cavaliers when he was with LeBron and the wrong pass and how that led to the Warriors winning and that whole situation. But look at Rajon Rondo, a veteran. This whole Laker team was built on a team of veterans. So this really wasn't a young roster. You saw guys like Rondo, like Quentin Cook, who was on the Warriors roster when he won a championship. JaVale McGee didn't really play much towards the end of the series, but he was a big man over from the Warriors, bringing that experience. Dwight Howard. Now, people are laughing when I say the name Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard actually had a really good postseason. This guy really had to come back and prove that he could be on the court because he was the laughingstock of the NBA for the past couple of years before coming back to the Lakers. And we saw what happened when he was with the Lakers for the first time. The fights with Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, that he couldn't get along. And the guy was an egotistical maniac. And he actually played a role in this team winning. So I don't want to hear that the Lakers had advantages in the bubble. No one had advantages in the bubble. Are you kidding me? No one had advantages. Everyone was at a disadvantage being inside the bubble. Now, people are going to say, oh, well, they played on one court. Yeah, that's the disadvantage. There was no dominant home court advantage, even though on the courts, they would change the decals and the logos and have the home fans on the electric screen. That's not changing it. This was all neutral site playing games. And I think, in my opinion, that's what made this series closer, that there was no dominant home court advantage in this series. So it's different. Look at the MLB playoffs. The first rounds were in the home stadiums for the wild card. And then going forward, MLB did the smart thing and went into the bubble. And now they're playing in neutral sites. So I think the neutral sites make a difference. Excuse me. So it's just an interesting way this series went. And if anyone has questions, feel free to drop them in the comments section. We can talk about this NBA Finals and what your thoughts are on this series. But just going back and looking at the statistics in general and going through social media and just seeing what everyone is commenting, LeBron is LeBron. He is the number one piece of this team. He led this team through and through, regardless of the movement. And I give the players a lot of credit, and I give Adam Silver a lot of credit because through all the civil unrest and trying to make everybody come together in the NBA bubble, we managed to finish the NBA season, regardless of everything that was going on. Adam Silver, like I said, is the winner in this situation, besides the Lakers, who played their asses off and won this series. And I put the Miami Heat as a close second. They played their asses off too. They freaking beat the Bucks, for crying out loud, who were the number one seed in the Eastern Conference. Now, that'll be interesting to see what happens to Giannis, even though he says he doesn't want to leave. But I don't know, man. This was one of the weirdest NBA Finals situations in history. And I scratched my head trying to figure out what the heck happened in this whole NBA playoffs with the bubble. Now, are we going to see a bubble situation? That's the question I have. If you're just joining me, though, the Los Angeles Lakers are your 2020 NBA champions. And they did it in a fight of a series. So just give the Lakers some credit. I don't want to hear guys like Skip Bayless on Undisputed who are going to say LeBron is nothing and whatever, and he's never going to beat out Michael Jordan. Skip Bayless could go kick rocks for all I care. LeBron earned this victory. And people are going to say, but Nick, what do you mean he earned the... Yes, he earned the victory. He played his hardest in this series. And I'm not kidding you. They played hard. So anyone who disputes that he hasn't played hard, I want to hear. Go ahead, drop it in the comments if you think something, if there was disadvantages with the bubble. Because I'm tired of hearing about the bubble, okay? Everyone had the same problem inside the bubble, and that's what everyone was dealing with, okay? I'm going through all the stats to the best of my ability because this series just ended. And it just looked like it was ball dominance by the Lakers. They had the bigger frames out on the court. When you have 6 foot plus guys, you're just going to win. You're just going to dominate on the boards. Miami was small. When Adebayo was off the court, they were small. So they had no chance on the offensive boards. And that was your main issue. And it just looked like the Heat had a problem producing offense, which is what you need to do in today's NBA. If you can't produce offense, your defense is only going to go so far. And by the way, Magic Johnson on Twitter, who just commented, the Lakers are now tied with our heated rivals, the Celtics, with 17 NBA World Championships. I didn't even know that. Wow. So the Lakers are up there with the Celtics, which is one of the biggest rivalries of all time. So it's a fascinating situation going on with the NBA Finals. And I don't know, do we give, and this is where the odd part of this situation comes in. You're going to see a lot of tributes to Kobe Bryant. What was this for Kobe Bryant? Did we win this for Kobe Bryant in the title? It's a nice tribute that they played really hard and they earned it. But is it for Kobe Bryant? And now we're seeing the NBA come back. By the way, the Lakers winning the NBA title, big time money, big time market. It's going to be huge for the NBA that the Lakers are back on top winning the NBA title. Because people remember, it's all about the money. It's all about the business. They just made the deal. I think it was yesterday. They put the NBA Finals back on in China, on the Chinese television network. I don't remember the name of the network, but they just put them back on in China. So it's all business. It's all going right for the Los Angeles Lakers. And it's interesting. So LeBron James just had a quote. He said, "We all want to see better days. When we leave here, we have to continue to push for that." And I think referring to the bubble situation. Think about, and going back to the bubble situation, they were in the bubble for 100+ days. Think about that, being away from your family and your kids and the outside world and basically just being in a hotel room by yourself and you can't really do much. I mean, you can go have meals and they had entertainment inside the bubble, which was kind of weird. But all they were doing, it was all focused. It was all mental focus on the NBA, on finishing the playoffs and winning the title. So it worked. It all paid off because the Lakers are the NBA champions. LeBron, it's his 4th title. And it's the first title for the Lakers since 2010. So it's just interesting. LeBron asking for respect on the platform at ESPN right now. It's just it's a unique situation for the NBA. LeBron wins his title, so now he has 2 with the Miami Heat, 1 with the Cavaliers, and 1 with the Lakers. 4 titles. Your thoughts on the Lakers winning? Your thoughts on the Miami Heat coming up short? And yes, I say coming up short. I don't think they had a bad series. They have nothing to hang their heads on. They played really well. I think the Gordon Dragic injury was huge because, again, plantar fasciitis. And basically, the doctors told him before Game 6 that you can't really injure it much more. So basically, it was all pain tolerance for him at this point. And I think that's pretty much where we are at this point. That The Lakers are going to be the dominant team for the next couple of years until we see a bunch of young players take over, whether that's for the Bucks or for the Heat. I don't really, and the Warriors are going to be the team to fight the Lakers next year with Steph being back and Klay Thompson being back, and Draymond Green having that team back. That's going to be interesting to see the Warriors and the Lakers really take it over. And is that going to be the dominant rivalry going forward for the next couple of years? We'll see how much longer LeBron plays. I mean, he got his title. I'm wondering if he's really going to make it. I mean, I think he'll play another 5-6 years. Can he win another two titles or 3 titles to take over that lead from Jordan? Then if he takes the 7 titles, he somehow finds a way to win 3 titles, he will definitely be the GOAT. Greatest player of all time. And I mean that. You could come after me. You could tweet me at Morgasen Radio. It's on the bottom. If you think that that's wrong. But yes, he would be the greatest player of all time if he wins another 3 titles. If they tie at 6, it'll be interesting to see what happens, who they consider the greatest player of all time. That'd be a great debate. But I don't know. So the Lakers are the NBA champions, 17th title all time for the Lakers organization, tied with the Celtics. And basically, and the vote just came out for, this is not a shocker. Excuse me. LeBron James has won the NBA Finals MVP by a unanimous vote of 11-0. Yeah, I could have told you that was going to happen. LeBron is just the dominant force. We all know that he was going to be the MVP. Statement just came out from Heat coach Eric Spoelstra, wiping away tears before saying, quote, "This has been such an unprecedented year. We didn't get the final result we wanted, but these are going to be lifetime memories that we have together. You're in this business to be able to be around people like this." Can we give Eric Spoelstra his due? He has really, really, really worked hard in that Miami Heat organization, along with Pat Riley, to have representable playoff teams every single year. So I don't think we give him enough credit for what he does. Give credit to Pat Riley, bringing in Jimmy Butler. That's what I want to get back to. Jimmy Butler, the dominant man of the Miami Heat. A lot of people said before the beginning of the year that Jimmy Butler is not a team guy. He is more of a selfish individual who only looks to score for himself and not get anybody else involved. Well, he really showed in these 2020 NBA playoffs in the bubble that he could score the basketball. Excuse me. That he needed to take over when he needed to take over. You saw it in Game 5 when he had 40 points. So I don't want to hear that this guy can't score. Jimmy Butler or Jimmy Buckets, whatever you want to call him in this situation. He stepped up, but I just think he was out of gas in this game. When you have a 40-point triple-double the night before, it's tough to come back and really repeat that performance in back-to-back games. I see a comment here from Kemal Rizvi. "I respect the hard work. Keep it going. You'll make it, brother." Thank you. So just keep it going. It's a tough way to go. And just Bam Adebayo, who I really think people should watch, is going to be a young stud. By the way, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists tonight. Dominant. So it's just an unbelievable story as we see the NBA Finals have come to a close. The Lakers win 4-2. Now what happens to the NBA with the playoffs being done on Sunday, October 11th? According to Commissioner Adam Silver, the 2020-2021 season is now going to be the 2021 season only, because they think they're not going to start the season until 2021. Now, you have issues in retrospect to free agency and the draft, and how are you going to get all that put together? Adam Silver's going to have to figure that out. He's, like I said, most progressive commissioner in the NBA. He usually has a response or some some kind of brilliance that he comes up with. So I think he'll figure it out one way or the other. I have no doubt in my mind. He's not a Roger Goodell of the NFL who's going to F up everything that he touches, including the coronavirus situation. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that was announced officially that the NBA is not going to start its 2021 season until at least the end of January, probably. You got to give the players some day off, at least. Because you don't want the injuries. We're seeing the injuries in the NFL now due to not having training camp. They didn't get the proper training necessary. You don't want to copy the NFL and be in that same situation, because if you have injuries to your NBA dominant all-stars, you're going to see the ratings plummet. We saw major injuries, including tonight on Sunday Night Football with Dak Prescott. And now we're losing star after star after star in the NFL. So just give the guys a rest, let them recover, and just let things go naturally. If you think the NBA season needs to be pushed back, push it back. Don't force these guys back out on the court. It's not worth it. Let them have the proper recovery, and then we'll figure it out where the season needs to start and go from there. You don't want a situation where the NFL is dealing with all the schedule changes and everything that's going on. You don't want it. You don't want to deal with it. It's a headache. The NBA did an amazing job, and I'll just conclude in this regard. The Lakers, dominant. Miami Heat, dominant, just not enough. So this has been the Empty the Bench post-game show for the NBA Finals. Your 2020 NBA champions are the Los Angeles Lakers. They won 4-2. LeBron James is your unanimous MVP, 11-0, which I'm not surprised. And I think that's about it. I will be back with the guys next Saturday. We will do episode number 59. We will cover probably talk a little bit of this series. We'll talk some Major League Baseball playoffs and the NFL COVID situation. Check out our Twitter account at ETB Sports on Twitter and at ETB Sports on Facebook for Empty the Bench as well. I am at Morgasen Radio on Twitter. Check out Tom Albano at Tom's J. Albano and Nick Federa at Nick Writes Words. But that's going to do it. I'm Nick Morgasen. See you next time.